Hey everyone, it's Steve.
And Kelly with Getting Fresh Air.
And today we're going to take you on a brief walk around of our trailer. I know hopefully you've seen our trailer in some of our other videos, our camping reviews, or some of our overlanding stuff. But we realized we never showed you around the camper really. So we're going to do a walk around of the trailer today, and then we have an upcoming trip going on in a few days here, about 3 or 4 days. We'll be leaving, and we have some maintenance and some upgrades and a few repairs we need to make. So we'll walk you through those also.
Hey guys, it's Kelly with Getting Fresh Air. Today we're going to start on our 2024 upgrades to the Tag camper. We're going to try to get the struts put under the camper so that will make this easier to lift up. We're going to be installing the Froley bed system and a new mattress foam topper. Here's a list of what we're going to try to get done in the next couple of weeks, hopefully before we make our big trip this summer.
All right, so the first thing I have on my list to do is replace the faucet in the kitchen area of our trailer. So our trailer originally came with this plastic faucet. Over the years, the trailer's about 5 years old now, and on the last trip out, the plastic faucet broke. So as we're replacing that, of course, we're going to do a little bit of upgrade and go from that plastic faucet to installing this stainless steel faucet. All right, so we've got that finished up here. You can see the new faucet. Got water hooked up temporarily here. Works nice. Still folds down like the old plastic one does. So nice little upgrade right there. Did have a little bit of fitting issues, if you will, down in the bottom. Of course, whatever fittings are down there aren't quite, standard sizes or whatever, so we had to play around with what fittings were on the old faucet to the new faucet and find a few extra parts, but we got it working now. So I could check that one off the list. All right, the next one I've got, and this is a fairly easy one, and I don't know if it's necessarily an upgrade, but more of just a preventive maintenance type thing. We got our inline water filter that they say to replace once a season or so, I think it said when we bought this, and we've had it for probably 3 or 4 seasons, so it's ready to go. And here we got a brand new one, so we'll have our brand new inline water filter. All right, so when I was putting this together, the filter, on the directions that came with this particular filter, it actually says to replace every 3 months, so we'll see about that. We'll definitely do it once a season. Comes with your certificate of performance. It was made in the USA and up to all the standards and everything. We got the flex hose on there. We keep our pressure regulator right on here, so it's all together and we don't lose all the pieces from trip to trip, so it's all ready to go. I'll add the, sorry about that, on here it's got a spot to mark your date. I'll mark the date in there and we'll put it in the tongue box and we're ready to go next time. All right, so we got those two done fairly quickly, and we'll go ahead and check those off the list. So here's install new faucet, done. Replace water filter, done. On to the next stuff. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is another simple one. While I was changing out that water filter, I thought about our hose itself. So you can see over here, our hose, we've had it for as long as we've had the camper, so at least 5 years or so, and somehow over the years we have gotten multiple kinks in here, which really cuts down on the water pressure when you're trying to use that, and it's just really become a pain in the butt. So we got a new hose here. It's supposedly a kinkless hose here, 15-footer, which is going to work for us for most of the campgrounds, but sometimes that water post ain't in the exact spot you want it. So we'll keep this one as the white one as a spare if we need the length. But here we are with another easy upgrade here, just changing out to a new water hose. And the next upgrade I'm going to do, or a repair, depending on how you want to look at it, is the main battery for the trailer. Again, we've had the trailer a little over 5 years. It's the original battery. In the last year or so, it has given us a little bit of an issue here with it not holding the charge and everything, which is kind of typical for that style battery and being about 5 years old or more. So we're going to go ahead and swap it out and put a new battery in here. Alright, easy as that. Let's go ahead, check this out. We'll put the battery on. Heard a click, so that's a good sign. Let's go inside and check this out. Excuse our gear piled up here. But then there's our little meter right there, 12.6 it says, so we're good to go with battery again. Alright, that was another real simple one. Now just to load all this equipment back up in the tongue box. Alright, back to our list here. Where are we? Replace battery. Another one done. Alright, just a few more to go. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is lube the wheel bearings. Okay, so this is a fairly simple task. If you have the right tools around, NuCamp recommends doing this every 10 to 12,000 miles. I think it's been about 2 years since we've done ours, and we have a trip coming up that's going to be around 3,500 miles on it. So we're going to go ahead and knock this out while we have the time. So to do this, fairly simple. Need a jack, obviously. I use a jack stand just for safety, but not necessary. Obviously you need a grease gun, a flat top screwdriver, and some paper towels, because we're going to make a tiny mess here. And the reason for the jack is they recommend that you jack up the tire, and as you're greasing the bearings, that you rotate the tire so it gets that grease all the way around the bearings. So here we go. Alright, so let's get this started. So first step is just this little tag piece here in the middle of the cover here. Flat tip screwdriver, you can get in there, pop that right off. And then I'm not sure if you can see or not, but there's a rubber cap in there. And then same thing, you just got to get that rubber cap off, which is fairly simple. And then you can see the grease point right there, which that grease that's in there looks fairly nice, but we'll put some new grease in there. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and get a little grease going in there. Okay, got some grease going, and then we'll proceed to just keep greasing here until you get some really clear grease coming out. Not sure if you could see on the camera, there's a bunch of darker black grease coming out right now. So once you get past that point and see that green grease coming out, or whatever new color grease that you're putting in, obviously you got some good new grease in there. And it might take a little bit, and we're going to make a little bit of a mess here. That's why you got lots of paper towels. Alright, so we have the green grease coming out, the new grease. Got this cleaned up in here. Clean up the old grease off the rubber cap here. Get that rubber cap back in there good. which it kind of just snaps into place. Give this one good a little bit of wipe down. Doesn't really matter. It's going to be inside that cup here. Put your tag, cover that up, and that's basically it. Let her off the jack, and then we do the second side. Alright, got the other side done, so that's another item we can check off the list here. That took maybe 15-20 minutes, and that was getting equipment out, talking to you guys a little bit. My grease gun did need to be reloaded, both sides, putting all my tools back up, maybe 15-20 minutes. So it's a really easy job if you have your own tools and the capability instead of having to bring it back to the dealership. So let's get this one checked off.
Let's get some of this junk out of here. The old foam mattress, it's been in there about 3 years, so it's time for a new one. We're going to keep the mattresses and keep using them. We think they're okay. Hopefully the Froley and the new mattress topper will help us out. Get some better sleep. Alright, now let's clean. Alright guys, we got it cleaned and emptied out. Alright guys, here's our Froley system. You have, these are the, what are called the base element. So all of these will go down on the bottom. And you have to look at them because they go a certain way. You have to look at the arrows right there on the top. And that's where they clip into each other. There's 2 boxes of that. We have all of these are called the spring elements. There's dark blue, and then there's light blue. This light blue will go up around your shoulder area, and then there's tension clips. Now these are optional, but these help with a little bit more tension, give it a little bit firmer. And we got the Froley Star Mobile, a king size, because our camper is a king size inside. Alrighty guys, we're going to start installing. To look really close, there's an arrow right here. And all of those arrows are supposed to face the same way while you're installing. Also, there's 3 different notches here. These 3 different notches will give you more tension or less tension and space these out a little bit more. Alright, let's get to laying them out. Alright guys, we have a few of them laid out here on the bottom. Our camper is a camper king, so it's a little bit, a little bit different shape than a normal king. So I think what we're going to do is put them on these center notches, which are about a middle support, a medium support. And we're going to have to end up trimming off of these edges at the end, these little tabs. Let's put the rest of it together and we'll see how it works out. Alright guys, here is the base of it. We did 11 across and 11 up and down. On the cross part, we did end up having to trim off these little edges to get it to fit flat in there. And then there's a little bit of play at the bottom of it, but we think that's going to be fine. Hopefully, once the mattress is on here, it won't wiggle around as much. Now we're going to move on to the dark blue spring elements. These will go everywhere except for the 3rd and 4th row up by your shoulders, and that's where we're going to end up putting these light blues. So to install these, all you do is line that up and twist it, and that's it. Alright, we're going to get to installing those blue ones. Alrighty guys, that installation went pretty quick of those dark blue ones. And we got the 3rd and the 4th row, that's where the light blue ones go. Let's get to installing those. Alright, and there's the light blue ones. There's the whole setup without the red tension clips. And we're going to figure out how to put those in. So there's one red tension clip. Basically it's got 4 notches on the bottom of them. They just go in to slip into these, the dark blue ones, and then they clip on. Of course I can't do it with one hand, so let's get all those installed and we'll see what it looks like. Alright, there are the red tension clips installed. We put them on the 5th and 6th row, so it's a little bit more back support for us. Alright, let's get the mattresses back in here and the foam topper, and we'll call it a wrap. One of my supervisors is napping, 1 on the job and 2 on the mattress that I need. Hey, look. Alright guys, here is the foam mattress. It's the old one on top and the new one on the bottom. We're just going to take our kitchen Dura shears and cut right down the edge, do a rough cut on it, and get it installed. Alright, there's the mattress topper installed. This is a 4-inch this time. And then we have the springs down here, a regular mattress. We'll be sleeping like queens and kings. We're going to let it continue to settle overnight, and we'll put the sheets on tomorrow. Alrighty guys, we finally got the bed done. It's made. And it is super comfortable. Now one last thing to do. Check off this list that we finished these.
That one we were going to put struts on something, but we found the wrong size struts, so we'll talk about that maybe in a little bit here. And if you guys know what the right size struts we need to get, just put them down in the comments below. Alright, here's our 2019 NuCamp tag Boondock Edge XL that we've had since it was new, for about 5 years now. NuCamp being the manufacturer, the tag being the model, and then the Boondock Edge was basically a option at the time, which the Boondock Edge basically gave you a little more off-roady tires. I think the trailers lifted like 2 to 3 inches compared to the standard trailer at the time. Has the roof rack on the top, some lights, and a different platform on the front. Now, like I said, this is a 2019. We're up to 2024 now, and a lot of this Boondock type upgrades are actually standard now. I believe the Boondock is the standard option now, and if you wanted the standard, the old style, what used to be the standard camper, that's not now the option. So they kind of flip-flopped on everybody here. So with that, also a change from the our model to the current one. You could see underneath we do have a spare tire under there. That's not a full-size spare, but on the, I believe starting on the 2023s mounted right here, they do have a full-size spare tire now. And then obviously there's some other little upgrades here and there on that trailer, but we'll take you for a walk around here and show you our trailer. So the first thing to look at here is obviously the front, the tongue box here. The tongue box is really nice because it holds a 20-pound propane tank and 1 battery, but there's enough room in there for possibly 2 batteries or 2 propane tanks. We also keep all of our hoses and electrical lines and that type of stuff in here, our chalk blocks, and we still have a little bit of room in there. These wings, if you will, or the mounts on the side are really nice. We've carry our extra water jugs, sometimes our extra fuel jugs. We always have our leveling plates there. Sometimes we've had firewood up here, so that's just a nice external area to be able to store some stuff. Now you can see up on the top here we have awnings on both sides. They're 6x6 awnings. When we bought the trailer, it only came with 1 awning on it, but as you'll see, there's doors on each side there. So when you're camping in some bad weather like rain, obviously, you know, whoever's getting out whichever side, one person was getting out in the rain until we got 2 awnings. So now we got an awning on both sides. No one's getting out in the rain, and makes it much nicer. One upgrade that we made actually a few years ago is what they call the airplane nose gear wheels here. So normally it comes with a single plastic wheel that's only about 6 inches and goes in here. And a lot of times, depending on where we're camping in dirt, gravel or whatever, that plastic wheel is so small and not very wide that it just buries itself. If we're moving the trailer around, it buries itself in the dirt. So an easy upgrade with a extended bolt. These are just like trailer tires that you can get at Harbor Freight or Home Depot or wherever. Like I said, a long bolt for the axle, and then you can just modify, drop out that plastic wheel and put these wheels on there, and you're going to have even on the ground, on the pavement here in the driveway, rolls a lot easier. And then when you're in sandy, you know, dirt, rocky area, you're going to roll over that stuff with no problem at all if you're trying to move the trailer around. Standard, just like most campers, you have your water hookup, you have your power hookup. There is a cable hookup, which will show you the TV inside, and then there's an external shower here. Some stabilizer jacks on both sides, and really that's it. It's a small trailer. The XL in the name of it is basically that it's 6 foot wide, basically making it a king-size bed inside. So the normal size is 5 foot wide, which is basically a queen size. XL, or the 6 foot wide, and that's a king-size bed. So let's show you around inside.
Alright guys, so this is the inside of the cab. So like Steve said, it is just a king-size bed in here. And we fit, both of us, we're both over 6 feet tall. So the both of us and our 2 dogs can comfortably sit and sleep in here. The dogs kind of curl up around our feet down here. So in here we have a small TV, an air conditioner, which is vital in the South. We've got a couple of little storage options up here. We keep some games and some flashlights and stuff like that. DVDs, because there is a DVD player that you can watch on the TV. This is just a little bit more storage with some lights and some tie-down straps and clips and various things like that. Up here we got a little bit of overhead storage. We usually just end up keeping like our pajamas and maybe a rain jacket and stuff like that up there. We both have electrical outlets on each side. We have a little voltage meter reader here, and then the USB plug on Steve's side. On my side, it's just got the regular 110 outlet. There's also some storage back here. We keep the dog's towels. This is also our little heater. This little heater will plug in right here, and that'll heat up the entire camper in about 5 minutes. So you really don't need it long. Just in the morning when it's a little cold or crisp, turn that sucker on and you'll be good. So a little bit more storage on both sides. We keep some not so accessible stuff, or not stuff that we don't use that much. So we got a first aid kit, our hammocks in there, a couple of extra blankets. Got some cup holders up here, flashlights that we keep in there. We do have a fan up here. You can open it here, and then you can either pull air in or push air out. We both have windows with either the bug nets or the privacy screen. And of course the windows open up so you can get some ventilation. Alrighty guys, so I think that's about it in the actual cab, the sleeping quarters of the camper. We'll take you around back and we're going to show you the kitchen, or the galley. Alright guys, so here's our galley. It's really easy. You just unlock these two little hinges right here and then pull it up, and it's got a strut so it opens up on its own. There's not a lot of storage back here, but that's why we like it, because it's super small. We have a 2-burner stove, gas stove, and we have a little sink here that we just installed a new faucet on. Under here we keep all of our like bug spray, fire starters, our kitchen towels, extra baggies, garbage bags, drying racks, cleaning stuff is kept on that side underneath the sink. On this one, this is where all of our cookware is. We've got our pots and our pans, our Omnia oven, bowls, plates. This is our coffee container. So we have our grinder and our French press, and then our water maker, or our water kettle, all kept in there.
And normally, on most models, in this space here, it comes standard with a microwave there, which we hardly use microwave at the house a whole bunch. We definitely don't have a need for a microwave camping. So when we ordered the trailer, we just had the factory leave the microwave out, and then they factory installed some doors and basically made this a second cabinet.
Over here is usually, well, when you get it from the manufacturer, this is where your refrigerator will be. We took it out and we use this as a dry storage now. So we have 2 wash bins, our cutting board that fits perfectly right here over the faucet, and this is just some more cooking utensils. So we usually have a plastic tote with all of our dry goods, and then a few dry goods up here are jet boil, very important koozies, and then this is where we store some of the food that won't fit in the dry storage. There's also on this model, which is part of the Boondock, is this super bright light that we've used maybe once, because it will wake the whole camper up, or whole campground up if you turn that sucker on. It's a little light that's got, I think it's got a bug cover on it that we use when we're cooking at night. Alright guys, and that's it in the galley.
Alright, so we hope you enjoyed that walk around of our trailer and some upgrades and modifications and repairs we did on the trailer. Like we said, we're leaving in 4 days to head from Alabama to upstate New York for about a week and a half. So be sure to follow our channel, because we're hoping to hit a few national, or at least one national park on the way up, a national park on the way back, possibly a Jeep Badge of Honor trail, plus whatever we get into while I'm visiting family up in upstate New York. So a bunch of new videos coming out, so stay tuned, and we hope to see you subscribing. All right, we'll talk to y'all later.
Bye.
Hell, you can keep your 9 to 5, 'cause I'm happy with the simple life.